We're going to talk about NBA Finals, and how I've been using Rithmm in the playoffs is I'll typically go into the game section, and I have a model specifically built for totals. So Rhythm's been killing it on player props, and how I'm kind of bringing that in is I have a totals model. So I'll go and check what does my totals model think for the over-under for the game. And it looks like it's leaning towards the under. It's cautioned, but I have under 218.5. And what that tells me is I'm kind of looking for like a high level overview of what do the models think is going to happen in this game. And then I kind of tailor my player props around that. So if my model's like the under, I'm now going to go into props, and I'm seeing a couple unders, which is good. So Wemby, we've been killing it on Wemby props. The top play right now is under 43.5 PRA. The model is predicting 37.8. So I do like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so his PRA is trending down last 10. New York's defense makes the ceiling even harder to reach. Knicks allow the fewest offensive rebounds in the league and third in the league in total rebounds. So I like this under PRA. And I also like, actually 4 out of the top 5 are pointing to the under for Landry Shamet, Wemby, and Towns. So what I'll typically do is I'm looking to put like 2 or 3 of these into a parlay. So I'm going to add Wemby PRA, Cat under his rebounds and assists. He's only done that. He's only gone under 4 out of the last 10. Let me actually look at that a little bit deeper. 4 out of his last 10. Shirshak, do you know if they're playing at home or not? Who's at home for this game one?
Spurs.
Spurs are at home. Okay, so I can filter to Cat on the road. Cat on the road, his last 10, he's gone over in 70% of the game. So I'm actually going to stay away from that one. But I will add Shamet threes and Keldon over his RA. I'm actually going to avoid that too. So I have my two bets. I have Wemby under 43.5 PRA, and then Landry Shamet under 1.5 threes. Both are recommended. And now that I have them in my bet slip, I can just see what sportsbook has the best odds. It looks like Novig has plus 244. So I'll just send it straight to Novig, and that's my play. How are you kind of going about this as of now, Shirshak?
For me, come playoff time, I look at trends a lot because in playoffs, everybody kind of plays consistent minutes. Like we know Wemby's going to play X amount of minutes. We know they're not going to use the whole roster. So if I look at the trends, I can see exactly how Wemby's be doing in the playoffs specifically. And I like the rebounds plus assist for Wemby because it says 7 out of 10, and you click into it from the prop predictions page, you can see that he's gone 5 to 5. He's gone under 15.5 rebounds plus assist in the last 5 games, which is pretty solid. So he's definitely trending towards rebounding and assisting less. And I'm watching the game, and I think it's just the rest of the team's just stepping up, and he's scoring instead of passing the ball or rebounding. So that's a good tell for me.
Yeah, he's not even getting close to his line either. He's 7, 13, 7, 12, and 9 in his last 5.
Yeah, he started really hot, and he's cooled off a lot in the last 5 games. So I'm just gonna stick with it till he gets hot again.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's super important to realize, like, whether we're looking at the NBA Finals or the Super Bowl or the World Series, whatever sport it is, it's like this time of year is when the sports books get super sharp. And lines get a lot sharper because there's so many eyes on the game. And so, like, I personally, anytime we get into like the later end of the season for whatever sport, like I tend to go a little bit lighter on my bets. I love the NBA, so I'll probably play a couple like fun little parlays, 2 to 3 leggers, like I said. But it's definitely time to kind of reel it back in a little bit. Lines are going to be sharp. The sports books know what's coming. So yeah, I'll definitely go a little bit lighter now that we're here.
What I might do is you can also just pick an alternate line, like Wemby's PRA is at 43.5. And if you wanted to make a parlay, you can just go like under 47, for example, and just add a bunch of alternate props to give you more of a buffer. And obviously the value is going to be less, but as a parlay, if you add 2 or 3 legs, that seems like
Get
the
back
right
to
move where
even odds, and that's all you can ask for. Yeah, I
makes the
like
game
that a
more fun
lot.
to watch. It's more just like an educated parlay instead of a crazy like plus 700. Just
Yeah.
super hard to do in the in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's why I like in Rhythm that on all of the props, like it shows the actual prediction too. So it's like we're looking at Wemby's PRA at 43.5. Rhythm thinks it's going to be 37.8. So we know that we have, 6 points of buffer there, or really 5 points of buffer between those. So like even sometimes I'll I'll instead of teasing it up, I'll tease it down a little bit and get
Go
plus
closer,
odds.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
especially if, like, that delta is a little bit farther than we think it might be.
Yeah, and I love the line shopping feature that we have. Like I'm looking at Wemby's PRA right now, and if you go to line shopping, it gives you consensus odds, what all the other sportsbooks odds are, and you have a different line, and it looks like under Bet Rivers has 44.5 for minus 130, which I'll probably just take that over 43.5 at minus 120. You know, so if you're in the state where there are a lot of books available and it's playoff time. There's really not a lot of bets. And if you want to bet just one thing with the higher amount, I would look at line shopping and try to go to the book with the best odds.